What if everything you thought you knew about the world's silver reserves was wrong? If you're an investor sitting comfortably, it's time to buckle up. The warning alarms are blaring. The once impenetrable vaults of London are being emptied at a breakneck rate. Since 2021, over 435 million ounces have vanished from LBMA storage, a staggering 37% of total supply. The numbers aren't just alarming, they are historic. Now it's time for the brutal truth. The LBMA is not a vault, not a bank. It is a private association, a cartel that governs how the big players, banks, refiners, ETF custodians, shuffle billions in gold and silver. It's the club where the rules are written for everyone except the public. Imagine a world where retail buyers demand physical delivery, industrial users require real metal, not cash, and banks refuse to trust each other's paper claims. Suddenly, vaults start to hemorrhage silver, not slowly but overnight. The LBMA can and has refused physical delivery. They hide behind clever legalese, force majeure, translation. You get fiat, not silver. In 2020, when panic swept the markets, COMEX nearly broke. Some contracts settled in cash, not metal. Several ETFs switched to unallocated silver. Premiums exploded, inventories started falling and never recovered. If crisis strikes again, do you think that the powers that will be step up for you or themselves? History screams the answer. When the music stops, they'll save themselves and you'll be left with paper excuses. This isn't fear-mongering, it's pattern recognition. Alright folks, thank you for tuning into your daily silver news. My name is Silver Slayer, and if you want the latest information on what's happening across the globe and how that affects the price of precious metals, more specifically silver, then make sure to click subscribe, click the bell so you get notified when I post. I'm doing a giveaway as well. That is on my second channel, and I'll be doing another giveaway on my Patreon. There's only like 10 or 15 members, so your chances of winning are very high compared to my normal giveaways through my channels. So patreon.com/silverslayer. I'm going to start doing monthly giveaways on there again. It's the Secret Silver Society, where there's like a live chat. You know, I post stuff in there. It's pretty cool. Come join over there. Also, if you wanted to purchase some of this shiny stuff, send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Slayer sent you. We have weekly specials, gold, silver, and platinum specials. So yeah, head over there, take advantage of these low prices. Now let's talk about this article. Silver shockwave, vaults drained, mines declining, and 3 pure miners ready to explode. London's silver is vanishing, global production is collapsing, and 3 overlooked miners are set for meteoric gains. Act now or miss the profit event of a generation. Now, I'm not going to promote any of the miners. I don't know about those miners specifically, and I don't like sharing things that I don't know. The only silver miner that I'm comfortable promoting is Dolly Varden, because I know Sean Kun personally and their team, and I like what they're doing. But when it comes to this, I just recommend buying physical metals. If you can't hold it, you don't own it, and you'll see a lot of examples in this video of why you don't want to just store your silver in some vault, because if you can't hold it, you don't own it, and there isn't that much silver for every one of those contracts to be turned into physical delivery. So those people that think that they have silver sitting somewhere with their name on it, they really don't. And if everyone did try to turn the contracts in, it would expose this. That's how they suppressed the price in the first place. So anyways, and they go into depth on what that would look like. The Hunt brothers tried to do this in 1980, and they did, and it turned into the highest price silver's been till this day, actually, believe it or not. They had to ban silver on the COMEX to try to nip that situation in the butt. They made a law on the spot called Silver Rule 7. They banned silver trading on the COMEX, and it worked. The price shot back down, and yeah, so who knows what would happen today if that happened, but, you know, we've seen instances with the nickel market and in 2020, like the introduction mentioned. So yeah, that's just a little bit of context of what we're talking about, and we'll look at some data because I don't like just theorizing or speculating. The numbers speak for themselves, and numbers don't lie. So what if everything you thought you knew about the world's silver reserves was wrong? If you're an investor sitting comfortably, it's time to buckle up. The warning alarms are blaring. Now look at these charts. Gold isn't going anywhere. It's silver. It's silver. Now, the once impenetrable vaults of London are being emptied at a breakneck rate. Since 2021, over 435 million ounces have vanished from LBMA storage, a staggering 37% of total supply. And in that same stretch, gold fell by a mere 14%. The numbers aren't just alarming, they are historic. Are panic buttons already being pressed in the heart of the global finance? And I think to some, like to the ones that have the connections, the ones that are quote unquote in, they are aware, and that's why you see people like David Bateman buying $1 billion worth of silver. That's why you'll see Warren Buffett, Jim Rogers, what's the other guy's name? Ray Dalio, all of these big billionaire players that know what's going on behind the scenes. They're all buying silver. They all know what's up. So the LBMA, where bullion kings play by their own rules. Time for the brutal truth. And this is why I like the Silver Academy, is they don't hold back. They are very open on everything that they don't hold back. They tell it as it is, even if it comes to politics. This guy hates Trump. John Forrest Little hates Trump. I mean, I don't hate Trump, but I'm gonna respect whatever he thinks because his research is phenomenal. So whether he likes Trump or hates Trump doesn't matter. What he talks about and what he exposes is very, very helpful for the silver community because he's exposed stuff that no one really has, especially when it comes to military and how far back silver's role with the military industrial complex, Department of Defense, and all of that goes into play with silver manipulation and why silver's being suppressed. Go check out silverwars.org if you want to know more about that, which John Forrest Little created that website. So anyways, so yeah, time for the brutal truth. The LBMA is not a vault, not a bank. It's a private association, a cartel that governs how the big players, banks, refiners, ETF custodians shuffle billions in gold and silver. It's the club where the rules are written for everyone except the public. Now, who gets the silver and who gets stuck with the paper IOUs? Here's the question on mind, or should be on your mind. If the silver in the LBMA vault isn't yours, whose is it? Mostly it belongs to banks, ETFs like the SLV, the ultra wealthy, and for decades these players didn't bother moving physical bars. They simply traded claims, swapping paper promises and not real ounces. If you remember the lesson shared by Ray Dalio, when confidence in currencies evaporates and trust in banks collapse, all that matters is who holds the real metal, and in those moments paper silver isn't worth the certificate it's printed on, and that is because the certificate cannot be turned into physical. Well, some will, the ones that get lucky enough in the beginning, but then you'll see delays, and then you will just see downright just take the cash, right? Force cash. And we actually saw that a little bit in 2020, like they mentioned down here, where they were delayed weeks, if not months, and sometimes they just downright denied, they denied the contract. So not denied the entire contract, I mean force them to cash out like most people do. And that's another thing I don't think people understand. Most people don't turn it into physical delivery, and that's how they're able to get away with this. Most people just cash out, right? And that's why when the Hunt brothers did that in 1980 is turned it all into physical. That's why it did what it did to the market, to the COMEX, to the price. So paper silver or real ounces, the ultimate investor Rorschach test. Imagine a world where retail buyers demand physical delivery, industrial users require real metal, not cash, and banks refuse to trust each other's paper claims. Suddenly, vaults start hemorrhaging silver not slowly but overnight. Are you prepared for an unthinkable answer? LBMA can and has refused physical delivery. They hide behind clever legalese, force majeure. Translation, you get fiat, not silver. In 2020, when panic swept the markets, COMEX nearly broke. Some contracts settled in cash, not metal. Several ETFs switched to unallocated silver. Premiums exploded. Inventory started falling and never recovered. If they pulled the plug on delivery before, what's stopping them now? The trust me bubble. When paper promises meet real world. Ask yourself, if crisis strikes again, do you think the powers that be will step up for you or themselves? History screams the answer. When the music stops, they'll save themselves and you'll be left with paper excuses. This isn't fear-mongering, it's pattern recognition. The silver draining from LBMA vaults isn't coming back anytime soon. If a new wave of demand erupts, the system will quietly default through delays, cash settlements, and excuses, like I just mentioned. Most of the time, nothing moves but ownership claims, and that's what I was also mentioning. Most of the times, they just settle with cash. But trust can vanish faster than silver itself, and when confidence breaks, claimants will scramble for the exits. Real ounces will disappear from the system, right? And that is so true. When people start saying, oh, wait, I actually want my silver. I'm not just going to settle in cash. Give me it. What if that starts happening on a mass scale as people lose faith in the system? Like it says, most of the time, nothing moves but ownership. But trust can vanish faster than silver itself, especially nowadays. So are you next in line or last out the door? Here are some numbers. Global silver production is in structural decline. What happens when demand explodes and supply quietly slips away? You can see from January to May of 21 all the way January to May of 25. You can see it's down 2,196 metric tons. Mining myths debunked. Red ink, not silver, is flowing. Let's flip the coin. Maybe supply will save the day. Yeah, think again. Mexico's #1 silver producer is in outright decline. Worse, the political winds have shifted. President Lopez Obrador recently declared no new mining concessions will be granted. The Morena Party is laser focused on reclaiming Mexico's mineral wealth for its people, lithium, electricity, and now silver. Expect silver nationalization. The writing is on the wall. Foreign miners take heed. This resource war is in slow motion. And yeah, I remember covering this about a year and a half ago. Mexico's new president came in and they want to keep all the silver for themselves. And since they are the #1 producer, actually Mexico and Peru produce like nearly half of all global production. It's like 40% Mexico and Peru alone. So if you see this, that's very telling, especially if they do nationalize silver. So nationalization, the party no foreign miner wants to attend. Why would Mexico nationalize? Because silver is the lifeblood of energy independence. Marina calls it the key to Mexico's energy sovereignty. Mexico is moving closer to BRICS, distancing from a hostile Washington. There's no reason to think silver, their chief asset, will stay in foreign hands. And why would it? That's a horrible idea. Silver not only being extremely useful, but as scarce as it is, with supply declining, why would you give it away? Why? Bad news bears. When politicians go digging for votes in silver, investors should flee Mexican mining. Even Ray Dalio emphasized this in his latest YouTube video. Political pressures, resource nationalism, and policy slogans all point to one direction: foreigners out, sovereignty in. If you hold Mexican mining stocks, can you afford to ignore this tectonic shift? If Mexico is the domino, what about Peru? Like I just mentioned, silver's #2 supplier. Production slipped yet again in 2024, and the industry outlook is flat at best. Miners worldwide are posting brutal year-over-year declines. First Majestic down 20% in the first quarter of 2024. Endeavor Silver down 23%. Newmont down 39%. Fresnillo down over 10%. Ore grades are falling, costs are rising, and profit margins obliterated. And I mean, folks, I don't know if you understand how important that is. If demand is skyrocketing as we advance in this new digital technological era, but we have all of these miners, the mining countries, all declining, that is bad. Yes, it's good for people that hold silver that want a pretty penny, but that's horrible for the world to advance, to just advance as civilization. I mean, we're trying to go green. We're trying to, do all these new things, not only just war, but aerospace and space flight and medicine and all of these things that silver is used for. It's a magical metal. It's God's money. But if it's running out, then that has to be bad to some point. We can't just think about profits. You can't just say, oh, I hope we run out of silver because I'm going to be rich. Okay, but we still need silver for solar panels and EVs and military and aerospace and batteries and everything, right? It's used for everything. Colloidal silver in the medical world. Silver has antimicrobial properties. It can purify water. I mean, we need silver for everything. But we're running out of it. So, yeah, we make a pretty penny, but at what cost? I always think 2 steps ahead. Right? A lot of people stop at the get rich part. So the structural decline isn't a blip. It's a 6-alarm fire. Silver production peaked in 2016 near 900 million ounces. For 2023, 830 million. 2024 looks softer still. Even bullish forecasts for 25 don't close the gap, suggesting only a feeble rebound well below prior highs. Can't we just mine more? The answer is a resounding no. No major new discoveries, aging infrastructure, relentless cost creep, energy, labor regulation, political threats, and resource nationalism. The result? Chronic supply squeeze. Meanwhile, industrial, military, aerospace demand accelerating. Batteries, EVs, solar panels, electronics, the electrification of everything is driving a relentless consumption surge while supply craters. It's a pressure cooker and the lid is rattling furiously. Remember the fable of the goose and the golden egg? This time it's silver. Abundant? Think again. The imbalance only gets worse. I hate this. I hate when these people say, oh, there's plenty of above ground silver. I've covered these people. I've looked in their background. I look at the context they say it in. I look at the audience they're speaking to, and there's always ill intent behind it. It's always extremely misleading information, deceiving, and they're usually promoting a company or something along those lines. So next time someone claims silver is abundant, ask this. If it's so plentiful, why is production down 9% since 2016 and demand running hotter than ever? That's not abundance, that's imbalance, a cleavage that's only widening. Waiting for mainstream headlines to signal crisis, you'll be too late. Silver squeeze has begun. Write it down, ounce by ounce, vault by vault, claim by broken claim. Field paper promises, ask when crunch time arrives, will you get the metal or an apologetic wire transfer? Ignore these warning signs at your own peril. The time to act is now. Silver's cheap, easy ounces are history. What's left is harder to reach, more expensive to extract, and politically radioactive. And yeah, I do agree. It's not going to be, oh, I don't know if I want to pay this price for an ounce. It's going to be, where can I find an ounce? It's going to get harder to find. Just like back in 2021 of February when Wall Street Silver did the whole silver squeeze, it was impossible to get silver. Silver sites had so much traffic that the sites were crashing. Some places weren't even taking orders at all because they had to throw it, like Andy Sheckman said, that could have costed his entire business because he has to place orders and push shorts and all this, and he could have been out millions upon millions of dollars because when you do all of this behind the scenes, some of these companies that place, it's just a mess. And it's not only just trying to pay higher prices or if you're willing to, it's going to be, I can't even get it even if I was willing to pay a higher price. That's not happened yet. And that's another thing. People say, oh, silver's not scarce. I can still go buy it. Right now, yeah. Right now you can, but that doesn't mean anything. Look at these numbers. The numbers don't lie. We're talking about on a bigger scale. We're not meaning it like that yet, but that is coming, and a lot faster than I think most people realize. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Go join the Patreon, patreon.com/silverslayer. And if you want to enter I'll be doing a giveaway over there in the next couple of weeks. And there's like $5 a month, $10 a month. So honestly, like you pay $5 or $10 a month to have a chance every single month, because I'll do a silver giveaway on there every month, to win like a $40-$50 coin. So it's kind of cool. It's like you pay $5 for a chance to every month have something exciting to look forward to when we do the monthly giveaway. And you'd profit because you'd win a $40 or $50 coin by only paying $5 a month. So anyways, yeah, I love you all. info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Slayer sent you. Huge inventory, great stuff. Like the video, leave a comment. I love you all. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. Folks, I'm so excited to announce that I've partnered with American medical experts, whose purpose is helping veterans get the medical benefits that they truly deserve. Over 17 million veterans aren't receiving their full benefits, and if this is you or someone you know, then act now. American medical experts are offering free consultations through our med team to see how we can help. The med team offers board-certified doctors who have experience working with the VA, comprehensive medical evidence for services like mental health as well. Some of these include your Nexus letter, your DBQs, your TDIUs, your AAs, and more. I want to personally thank American medical experts for helping veterans, but also giving me an opportunity to help veterans as well. Click the link in the description or the pinned comment to get a free consultation through our med team. Thank you so much for listening, and God bless.